Now, we have an incredibly strange case of corruption in our military. It involves a guy named Fat Leonard. It involves a Navy commander named Michael Vanakim Misowitz. He's the guy you're seeing in the graphic, along with Lady Gaga. Apparently, he gave Fat Leonard directions on where our ships were going so that Fat Leonard could figure out how to overcharge us. And in return, what did he get? Hookers and Lady Gaga. No, not together. He got hookers on one trip, and perhaps many others, and he also asked for Lady Gaga tickets. Who knew that somebody who was interested in hookers also wanted Lady Gaga tickets? Fascinating. Okay, the whole story's fascinating. It turns out, when did he get the hookers? At least the one time that we know about and is documented in the allegations here, as of course this person has been arrested along with a couple of others and Fat Leonard himself. Turns out he was on a family trip to Tokyo, and he had taken his family to Lion King production, and afterwards Fat Leonard set him up with hookers. Well, fun for the whole family, isn't it? Now, I'm going to tell you that this, of course, story has a very serious side. I'm going to explain why. First of all, of course, he's a U.S. commander, so this is a big issue. Second of all, Leonard Francis, this guy that they call Fat Leonard, has been working with the Navy for 25 years. He's in Malaysia, and he gives us a lot of services. Of course, we've given him millions of dollars in return. And they say anyone who's been in the Pacific Fleet would know about Fat Leonard, and he's intermeshed with our military in so many different ways. Well, it turns out, of course, Michael Vanakim Misowitz is not the only person that's had these kind of dealings with Fat Leonard. Now, the case will determine how this goes and how far and deep the corruption is. But it's a serious problem because he's giving him secret information. So let me share some of the emails with you guys. Once this Navy commander had agreed to do what Fat Leonard had asked of him, well, the manager wrote in to Francis, Fat Leonard, saying, quote, "We got him." And with a nice little smiley face. Okay. Now, it turns out what they would do is they would tell him how to redirect the ship. So, for example, Fat Leonard writes to Misowitz, "Bro, slide a Bali visit in after Jakarta and Dili Timur after Bali." So they were set to go to different locations. Because of Fat Leonard's orders, Misowitz redirects the ships. Now, why do they do that? It turns out some ports are less regulated than other ports, and that's where Fat Leonard has his connections, and that's where he can overcharge, make up tariffs that don't even exist in law, and get all these extra millions of dollars from our government. In fact, the company built the Navy out of $10 million in just 1 year in Thailand alone. So imagine the amount of money they robbed us for hookers and Lady Gaga. Now, Lady Gaga, it's not her fault, okay? But apparently she's just that irresistible that they were willing to do this level of corruption. And now, in one of the emails, Francis writes to Misowitz, "Don't chicken out, bro. We need you with us on the front lines. On the front lines of the Lady Gaga concert. We need you, brother." Isn't it funny and sad how little people sell out for? Jesus, you couldn't get hookers on your own? How sad are you? And then understand this. If they get convicted, the guys who planned the corruption in the first place, Fat Leonard and his associates, and Misowitz and the people who covered up for him in the Navy, they face up to 5 years in prison for a conspiracy to commit bribery. Now, if this guy is redirecting our ships, our aircraft carriers, etc., to less secure ports, imagine if he didn't just want to rob us. What if he wanted to bomb us? What if somebody paid him a lot more money for directions on where we were going and where we would be less safe? Now, you're telling me this is less dangerous than what Bradley Manning did? Bradley Manning got decades upon decades for what he did. These guys, at a maximum, would get 5 years for leading our ships into what could have been terrible traps. Maximum of 5 years. Let alone the millions of dollars they robbed from us. Where are our priorities?